tomato can. With Deshaun Watson, I hate to say it, with Deshaun Watson at quarterback, the Browns are tomato. So tomato can.
You had him in the playoffs.
Check.
I knew he was going to do this.
So the Cowboys is a regular season game that, it doesn't mean as much as, their big games. Against the tomato can, they did what I expected them to do. What they always do.
Now, y'all see that, Cowboy Nation? Y'all see that? The narrative is already being painted. Goalpost is already moving. Now, last year, all we did is beat up on tomato cans. All we did is beat teams with no winning record and not going to be in the playoffs. Now, this year, we start off the season dog walking, molly whopping the Cleveland Browns. Now, all of a sudden, they tomato cans. Now, it ain't our fault Deshaun Watson out there playing like trash. It ain't our fault. Now, I was going to go into this topic a little deeper, but the homie Angry Cowboy fan already addressed how the media ain't showing us no love for molly whopping the Cleveland Browns. So I'm going to leave that right there. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. But what I will do is give the Cleveland Browns a moment of silence. Man, that's enough, man. We ain't showing the Cleveland Browns no more love. Just know we sent them home nice. It was a good going home present. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't attend the service or you need obituary, Google it. I'm pretty sure you'll find it on YouTube. But in this video right here, we're going to listen to Chris Carter preach that gospel, saying stuff that I've been saying in all my videos, man. Facts over feelings. But before we do, we're going to listen to Stephen A. Smith ask Chris Carter a question, and we're going to come back and listen to how Chris Carter answered it. Check it out.
So let's get to some stuff that took place. I wouldn't say on the field, but indirectly it is, because when you're getting paid, for $60 million a year, you sign a $240 million contract, you become the highest paid player in the history of the National Football League. That's got something to do, obviously, with what takes place on the field. Dak Prescott, star quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. He's got that contract. How'd you feel about it?
Now, that was Stephen A. Smith asking Chris Carter how he feel about that 240 Dak Prescott just got. Now, y'all know Stephen A. Smith trying to lead him on. Y'all know he hoping he say he don't deserve it and he shouldn't have got it. Y'all know this already. I don't know why this man cares so much about Dak Prescott pockets and what he making. Now, as an individual, I don't got nothing against Stephen A. Smith. But as a sports analyst, man, this dude be hating. But we're going to listen to Chris Carter answer, and we're going to come back and get into the meat and potatoes of the video. Check it out.
I felt great about it. I just wish Jerry Jones would have dropped your little dime last week when you was talking to him, because the deal was already done then.
Yo, I said the same thing. Jerry been knowing he was going to pay that. But keep going, Chris.
There is no way that they don't have these parameters already in place when you know you're going to Cleveland. You know Deshaun Watson is part of the conversation because you're trying to get one more dollar than his $230 million that he had guaranteed. So Jerry wanted to control the news cycle. He believes he's got a good team, and they will eventually get Michael Parsons signed. But this is about Jerry rewarding one of his great players. And this is what he's always done. He rewarded Michael. He rewarded Troy. He was a little slow on Emmett. But if you look at Jerry loves his players, and he will pay him.
Now, before I let Chris Carter say what I really wanted y'all to hear, let me address this real quick. Man, Chris Carter didn't have to tell me Dak Prescott was going to get paid. I've been knowing that. I've been saying it in all my videos. Jerry Jones just like to be in the headlines. Like he said, Michael Irvin got paid. Emmitt Smith got paid. We all know Tony Romo got paid. I don't even believe CeeDee Lamb had to sit out. He was going to get his money. Dak Prescott got paid. Man, this deal didn't just go down the other day before the game. This been signed and been in the works. We all knew this was going to happen. Jerry Jones just like to be in the headlines. Point blank, period. But what Chris Carter is about to say next, it must be raining in Arizona. It must be snowing in Arizona, because I never would have expected this. So listen to what he had to say, and we're going to come back and break it down. Check it out.
You say he deserves it. Listen, he does. I'm not fretting the fact that he got his money, he deserves it based on his regular season work. But CC, the man has not produced in the postseason. And you never bring that up the way I do anyway. You never do that. And I'm like, he got 2 playoff victories in 8 years, man. $60 million, CC. Come on, man.
If you look at the top 10 quarterbacks, only a handful of them have had playoff success. We know Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes only got beaten by a couple people, one being Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's been to 1 Super Bowl. We know my man in Buffalo. People called him this offseason the most overrated player in the NFL. Now, I don't think so. But what makes all these other players outside Patrick Mahomes deserve their $50 million? with Trevor Lawrence. What has he done since Clemson? Has he been so clutch? Yeah, he won a playoff game, but that is not the pure measure of a quarterback playing today. Tua, what has he done? So now you're going to move the marker because it's Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys? No. Dak Prescott is a better quarterback and has proven himself more than those other guys have. And it was his turn. He waited. He played it right. He had the ultimate leverage, couldn't be franchised, couldn't be traded. So you had to pay him. And Jerry knew that he had to keep the quarterback. So you had the perfect storm for this record-breaking contract.
Like I said, man, it must be snowing in Arizona. It's snowing out here, man. Because I ain't never heard nobody say what he said other than me and a couple other content creators. What have these other quarterbacks done? What have they done to deserve all this money? But when you come to Dak Prescott, you got to move the market. Let me tell y'all something, man. A couple years ago, they didn't want to get Dak Prescott $27 million or something like that when Jared Goff and Carson Wentz got their money. Now the market has went up to $60 million. That's just what it is. What you fans got to understand, and all you Dak Prescott haters out there, y'all got to understand, this is a business. We looking at it as entertainment. These dudes go out there and put their life on the line for our entertainment. So if I was them, you can't spend no Super Bowl, but I can spend that money. I want all my money. It's up to the GM and the owners to decide how to move the cap around and get everybody paid. That is not my job. I want generational wealth for all my family. When I'm gone, I want my kids to have money. And you can't do that with a Super Bowl ring. So like I always say, this is a business. And Dak Prescott and all these other players on all these other teams should get all their money. Let me ask you guys a question. The owners of the league, when do they make most of their money? They make most of their money during the regular season. So if I'm a player, why do I gotta make my money in the playoffs when you get money all year round? Popcorn and the seats and the tickets and cotton candy and beer and all this stuff. Why do I gotta wait and produce in the playoffs to get my money? Now, as a quarterback and as a professional player, you should want to go further in the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. That should be your ultimate goal. But that shouldn't be your top priority. Not when you're a professional. This is their job. This is these players, this is their job. So I don't understand how these analysts out here be counting these people's pockets. And now all these quarterbacks can get their money. But when it comes to Dak Prescott, the goalposts move and he can't get his. He can't get his money. Like I said in my last video, Lamar Jackson don't have no winning playoff record. His record damn near the same as Dak's. Dak don't got as many sacks as him. Dak got more touchdowns than him. His percentage is better than his and all that. When it comes to this man, just because he played for the Dallas Cowboys, he can't get his money. And I'm not just talking as a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm talking about all these players around the league. Don't matter what team you play for. When it's your time up, break the bank. And that's what I'm telling y'all. But until the next one, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Man, and jump in that comment section. Talk to me. I talk back. Peace.